Hey, welcome to the Razzle Dazzle Show, a podcast where we talk about our favorite video games and all things pop culture with an emphasis on our favorites. We're your hosts, Jared, Mauro, and Chaz.
Hey!
Hello.
And welcome back to another Delta Series episode here on the show. The Delta Series, if you guys don't know yet, if this is your first time tuning into one, is basically a series of episodes where every month we just gather around and catch up with each other, catch up with you guys at home and what's been going around the past month. And this is Delta episode number 42. Let us know what you think about this episode somewhere on the internet, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Razzle Dazzle Show, on TikTok at Razzle_Dazzle_Show, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Raz_Daz_Pod. And with all that being said, it's Razzle Dazzle time.
I'm going through my my archived Instagram stories to see what I got up to this month.
Okay.
What did I do?
The things that's been coming out this month for me is, you guys know I play this game called Monster Hunter, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So there's a new one coming out next year. I am so excited for it for multiple reasons. I like Monster Hunter a lot, and every time they come out with a new Monster Hunter, the weapons are they're the same, but they have different movesets. It's not like Call of Duty where you just take the same weapons and go over, or it's like Mortal Kombat in a way. They changed the abilities, but not too much. But what I like for this Monster Hunter is that it's coming out on all platforms, and it's going to be cross-platform. So now we're not just limited to just Xbox players on Xbox, PlayStation on PlayStation. Now we get to all play together, which makes it a lot of fun for me because I do have people I know who play on PlayStation who I wish I could play with. Suffering fighting monsters with everybody is what brings us together in this game. We can all cry that this monster sucks, and we're gonna go fight it anyways.
I really want to play that game with you, Chaz, because the only Monster Hunter game I've ever played was Monster Hunter World on the.
I still play that one.
I have that one on the Xbox One. I haven't touched it in a long time because I have nobody to play it with. I don't know you. I mean, I'm sorry. This is me learning that you play Monster Hunter.
No, you're fine.
But it was a really fun game. Yeah.
To me, Monster Hunter World and Iceborne was so fun that I'm gonna cry when I say this. I've beat it 5 times.
Wow. Look at you.
All the way through Iceborne. The whole game. Even went to the in-game content on each character. I know that my character, if I just stayed on one, I probably would have been very close to platinum the game, and my character would be a lot higher level than it is. So the first time I restarted the game, another person I was playing with, his account got a bug or something, and he lost it all. Put over 600 hours in that game, and he was very sad. And I was like, just restart the game. I'm here with you. We can do it together, because that was our game at the moment. And he didn't have the motivation. So one day, we lived together, he came into my room and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "You lost your account, so I'm losing mine too." And I deleted my account, and that's what motivated him to start the game again. Cause he felt shitty because he thought I was doing it to make him feel bad. I was doing it as a motivation to know that if he has to start over, I'm willing to start over too.
It's like, God damn it, now I have to start over because Chaz deleted his game.
I still have a picture of my account, my last account, the one I deleted with the hours on it, the way my character looked. I was like, I'll never see you again, but it's worth it if I get to play with a friend again.
You know what? You are a true friend, Chaz.
He hates me for it to this day. Every time we open up Monster Hunter, he's like, "Oh, look," then he goes the half version of the others I used to know, and I was like, "It's okay.
You're just somebody that I used to know."
You know, real heroes, they work from the shadows. You are hated by those you saved, and that's okay.
Oh, that's heroism in total. I love that. And then another reason I created the other 3 accounts, because I did say 5. There's different weapons. There's different weapons in the game, right? So what I go to when a monster starts beating me to death and I do not like it, I literally say these words: "Hit me again, and I'm going to go get the shit stick." It basically means I'm going to go get a stick, and it's going to hurt when I come back.
What's the shit stick?
It's my weapon that I built, so it's just it's not doing little damage like the new weapon I just grabbed. So to avoid that concept, I made a new character, and I'll be forced to play with the one weapon I chose, so I can learn how to use it. Because I won't learn if I just keep going to grab my good weapon. So it's forcing yourself to actually learn.
Hold on. So you put your main account on the side. You create a new character. just to get yourself familiarized with that weapon, only to go back to your original character and then get that weapon and then hit the boss with the shit stick.
No, once I learn the weapon, then I can go build it on my main character and enjoy myself.
I see. You make secondary characters to make your main character better, just so you can get familiar and you don't have to. I see the logic, and I see why you're doing it.
It's to stop myself from going to go get my main weapon, because so in the game you choose your weapon and you can build it as you progress in the game. And when you're doing like early game, like World, right? You build your weapon for God knows how long. If you're getting beat by a monster, you go to try to grab another weapon. Your other weapon is going to suck more than anything. Like your current weapon will hit for like 300, 400 damage. You go get you a new weapon, it's going to hit for like 5 damage. And you're like, no. So it forces you to like learn how to use your weapon, all the mechanics for it. If you got a counter for your weapon, you learn how to do that.
I can appreciate that type of game mechanic, but something I love about open world RPGs is finding new weapons and then like just being like, oh wait, hold on, this feels nice. The only bad part about that is like the only game that I've run into that has this problem is like The Witcher 3, where you get swords. You have 2 swords, one for killing monsters and one for killing humans. And like you'll deck it out, you'll put runes on it, you'll like sharpen it, like it'll be a good sword, and it levels up. It doesn't level up with you, but like you can level it up as you go along by adding things to it. But then sometimes you'll be like underwater searching through a ship, you killed a couple of monsters, you found a chest, you open it, and then there's this ancient sword. The name is like some elven language. It's got like the highlight around the text. The aura, you grab the sword and it's like, it's jagged, it's got runes inside of it. It looks amazing, but it's like 5 levels below you, and it's like, what the fuck? I can't do shit with this. This is worse than what I have. So, I mean, I guess I can understand the, like, just keeping one weapon and leveling that up and, like, getting really fucking good at that. I think I'm gonna enjoy Monster Hunter.
I say, if you end up ever having free time to play, just text my phone. If I'm not at work for the 18 hours a day that I am there.
You mean Monster Hunter World?
Yes, I have World. I have World Iceborne. I still have Rise as well.
Do you have it on
Xbox?
Xbox. Oh, perfect. Yo, this isn't even a podcast anymore. We're just talking about. Let's go. Yo, pause. Let's go play Monster Hunter real quick.
And I'm trying to get back into this game. You said something like enjoying finding new weapons. This is one game. It's a Souls game, and it really bothers me. Because they give you this one dude and they give you his one sword, and you have to get through the game with this one stick. And it really bothers me because if I don't like this weapon, I will go test out other ones. This game said no, you're stuck.
What game is this?
Sekiro Shadows died twice.
Oh my god.
Great game. It's a great game.
It is amazing. A great game.
I have seen clips for it because I can only say I've seen clips. Because I don't know why right now I'm stuck in a room with a locked door and it won't open. And I am exploring my world, and I've leveled up my technique ability weirdly a couple times, just killing people and looking for a key to a door. I'm 2 seconds from going to YouTube. I'm not the type of person who just goes to YouTube to go find.
Go to IGN. IGN.com. IGN.com helped me with every Zelda game I've ever played.
I have a problem with IGN and like their website, like just how it runs on a phone, because every 5 seconds it just like reloads and refreshes just because there's so much shit on the website.
The ads and everything, ads and videos.
Just like it's just so like I don't know why. It's just every time I'm on IGN on my phone, it just like refreshes the page by itself, reloads, and then like restarts at the top. So now I gotta scroll all the way back down while I'm playing the game. Like it sucks, man.
That sounds incredibly annoying. Is that like a recent thing?
No, I think I've always had this, but like I have an iPhone and you have an Android, so maybe that has something to do with it too. I don't know.
Hey man, I love my bloatware. I love my shitty camera quality. I love the fact that I can download music. Please bleep that out.
I don't like our messages are green, Mauro, and I know it's because of you. Because I get scared. Our messages are blue. But let me tell you, I do everything in my power. When I send a message, it's like as soon as it shows up green, I'm just closing the message box.
We all have Instagram. All right, we all have Discord. There's no reason for us to have a chat through text. SMS. It's not really. It's 2024, guys. Come on.
No, I think text is the best way to do it because my text messages, my notification are on. I do not see my notifications often because usually I'm not next to my phone. Like yesterday, you guys rescheduled, and I was like, all right, it's time for me to go home and get on this pod. Oh, oh, I guess I'm not going home no more, guys.
Sorry.
And it was like so last minute for me. You guys said it hours ago. I feel so bad because when I'm home, I'm just in my own world. Like I get in trouble for that at work. They'd be texting me and they were like, "Hey, we need you to reply. Hey, hey," and I'm just on my Xbox, living my best life, fighting a monster, crying, or playing Sekiro, trying to figure out how to get through a locked
Living
door.
my best life, crying.
Crying, dying more than twice.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. There's a point in
Shadows live twice, but they die like 100 times.
you only get 3 lives in Monster
Yeah.
Hunter, and there's a in-game boss. Me and my friends, we call him Dr. Fatalis. The reason we call him a doctor is because he has a PhD in killing people. He can one-tap us if he wanted to. So it's like you're playing a Souls game, but it's Monster Hunter, and since we don't have like the equipment to be all defensive and like take 2 hits, we're basically doing a no-hit run.
No hit run? Like
That's basically what it feels like. His fire power, like just the fire he spews alone.
Yeah, he one-shots
can
you.
knock out Or Mauro, I'll send you a video if I ever have it saved, or I'll play it today and record it for you.
please do.
The story of this dragon is this dragon was born yesterday and he melted a whole castle.
He was born yesterday, like in game. He was born 24 hours before, and he's already like burning castles.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell.
Nature
Nature versus nurture. Am I right?
He's a baby. But it's not the first. Like you said, you was playing World. You're gonna watch a dragon be born, and you're gonna fight it. And you're gonna be
Can we
like,
just like talk to the dragon? Like I
No.
I know at least 2 adventurers that were able to just talk their way out of a fight with a dragon.
Listen, man, not
you
everything's
let
a
me know how
quest.
well that goes.
That only happens once a month, man. Not.
Yeah, I know. And technically, we almost did not get out of that fight. I'm not gonna say for who reasons, but
Yeah, just to keep it moving. Anything else, Chaz?
no, Souls game.
Souls games.
Are really
Yeah, man, I'm there with you, dude. I'm right there with you. I'm not a big Souls player because I hate feeling the frustration of like hitting a wall over and over and over again. And like it's not has nothing to do with like what difficulty setting you're playing in. It's just that's the game, right? You're there to die a lot, learn. Okay, great.
Yeah.
I think
dying is a mechanic in the game.
yeah,
like you're
and
supposed
you
to.
know, for
You're going to.
on paper, I think that's great. It's just not my cup of tea. But like for people who love it, like you, Chaz, the masochist, great. Like I'm happy for you. Like I'm so happy that I think it's great. I think it's a great gameplay mechanic. I think it's that feeling of finally getting over that challenge. I think that's irreplaceable. It's not replaceable. Like it's awesome. But I also I'm casual with that type of stuff, and I like to have a challenge, but also feel like, okay, I like some difficulty. I like that sometimes it takes me a while to beat this thing, but I know I can do it, and I know what I'm doing wrong. A lot of times with Dark Souls and Bloodborne, it's just like there's bullshit happening. You're like, what the fuck, man? Like, how? So anyways, I've been playing, of course, I've still been playing Bow Path of the Teal Lotus this past month, but also I've been playing Stellar Blade, and I've recently platinumed it this past week or two ago. And, I think it's a fun game. I think, it's kind of Souls-likey, but I think the action is more fast-paced. It's kind of Souls-like. And I've been having a really fun time with that. I think the story in the world is interesting. It's very, over the top, like, standard JRPGs in terms of story, but the characters are pretty interesting for the most part. I see a lot of similarities between Eve and the world, and like how the world is structured, and really Metroid and how Samus is. That can be dived into a lot deeper if we ever decide to do a Stellar Blade episode for whatever reason. But the main thing that I want to talk about in terms of that, regardless of me saying like it's a great game and I really enjoyed my time going through it, platinuming it, that's a hard thing to say, getting all the trophies for this game, is there is this big controversy, I guess, for the game and how, over sexualization is a big issue with it. I'm not going to say it's an issue, but the thing I do have that I found weird was while playing this game, you're not playing as a human. They're called humans. The characters are called humans, but they're not. They're like cyborgs. They're, cybernetic organisms or whatever. Not necessarily human in our sense of the word. So they're kind of robots, right? They're androids for lack of a better term. And I've noticed that in media, a lot of non-human, very android characters are sexualized, like hypersexualized to like, a fetish degree. It's very fetishized, and it's a lot. And yes, that's prevalent in Stellar Blade, that's prevalent in Nier Automata with 2B. I think it's prevalent in, one of my favorite video games of all time, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 with Pyra and Mithra, and the list goes on. And this is, it's weird. It's not a problem, but it's weird how like, these air quotes non-human characters are the ones being super hyperly sexualized and fetishized, whereas on the other hand, we have other characters like Bayonetta or Faye Valentine or Black Widow that are also sexualized, yes, but it's more grounded. With Bayonetta, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, but with Black Widow and Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop, it's like they use that to their advantage, and it's not like, being sexy for the sake of being sexy for fan service. There's more to it than just like jiggle physics and, sexy skimpy costumes or whatever, It's a weird thing, and I'm not like all for it, really.
Right. No, I agree. Like in Bayonetta, like you said, it's very tongue-in-cheek, but in Stellar, I haven't seen a lot of Stellar Blade gameplay. Yeah. I did see and play a bit of Nier, and yeah, I do agree that like there's a big marked difference between like Bayonetta and 2B, right? Like for Bayonetta, it's like you said, she's using her assets the same way that like a very buff, muscular dude who doesn't fight, would in a situation like that know that he looks a certain way, so he would try to like intimidate somebody for information, knowing full well that he wouldn't fight him, but the person he's intimidating doesn't know that. Same thing, Black Widow, she uses her assets. She knows that certain men are weak to like feminine charms, so she plays into it to extract the information she needs. With Nier, what I saw, Square Enix, dude, what I saw was a lot of like unnecessary
ass
camera
shots
focus,
and like it doesn't it doesn't do anything for the character either. Like with
literally just
with Eve, with 2B, like it doesn't matter because nobody's addressing it. Nobody else in these games are like, oh, you're hot, whatever, and then they take advantage of that. No, it's just like, this is here for the players. This is here for the watchers in whatever. And everybody else in game or whatever, this is normal.
I mean, the company that made the corporation that made Stellar Blade shift up to South Korean game developer and publisher, and they don't have a lot of games. I see a couple here. Most of them are like Android, iOS games, PC as well. The one that they came out with 2 years before Stellar Blade, 2 years ago actually, it's called Goddess of Victory Nikkei, and all I had to do was like pop it into Google. And the first thing you see is just a bunch of like voluptuous anime girls in like military costumes. I mean, that's it. It's a strategy game, but the draw is that jiggle physics.
Yep, sex sells.
Yeah, sex sells.
But what sucks is like I don't want that to take anything away from the game itself. Like, yes, this is prevalent. This is there. This is like literally in your face the entire time you're playing Stellar Blade or Nier Automata or whatever. But the game itself is really good. It's really solid. It's really fun. And you can get really deep into the combat mechanics, and that should be the main focus or the main draw for these games, because yes, it is fun to play. There's no question about it. It's just this other extra glaze over your eyes element that makes me feel a little uncomfortable. It's kind of weird, and it's just, again, the main point.
Unfortunately for them, that glaze, as you put it, as you very elegantly put it, is actually ends up being a drawback, because I mean, yeah, there is a demographic of people that are going to like look at that game and drool over the polygons, right? The not real female in the TV that is just a mixture of polygons, right? Yeah, they will, but that's not the majority of people that are playing video games, right? I play a video game because I like to play the video game. Like, forgive my phrasing, but if I wanted to watch porn, I think I would just look up porn. You know, I wouldn't pay $60 for a video game that occasionally has ass shots. But if I'm playing Stellar Blade, which I haven't, by the way, but if I'm playing it and I'm getting into it and then suddenly like a cutscene comes along and it's just like an ass shot or like her breasts jiggling, it's gonna take me out of it. I'm gonna be like I'm rolling my eyes, right? And it really did damage their game, I believe, because I forgot that this game existed up until today when you brought it up. When it first came out, the day it came out, the day after, I remember seeing it all over my feed, but it wasn't anything about the game.
Yeah, it was all about ass and tits.
It was all the controversy, right? All of the shit going on with the people were talking more about the assets of the character more than the assets of the game. And that's never a good thing. That's not what you want people talking about, you know? I mean, yeah, it sparks up conversation, but look, it's over.
Yeah.
Right, nobody's talking about this game anymore. Not that I've seen. I'm sure there are there are definitely people playing it still, but like not to the extent that a game that just came out this year should have. You know, like it should still have a buzz if it was really.
I 100% agree. You know, and you know what Chaz said this before recording. Sun Wukong, Black Myth Sun Wukong just came out. And that looks like a sick Souls-like game, and already it's one of the most popular games of all time for it just coming out. And what people are talking about is the actual game. Not just, look, monkey. Like, I haven't seen a single Kung Fu Panda monkey meme yet. Like, come on, dude. Like, I don't know. Point is, this type of weird thing that's going on with, you know, with media of like not actual human women being actually like super sexualized and the actual other humans women not so much to that degree. It's a weird divide that I've noticed, and I'm not in for it.
Like you said earlier, right? Like sex sells, and as society progresses and we get a little more like cognitive of these sorts of things, video game developers are still going to try to do the same things, but they're going to try to like justify it in a different way. So that's probably where this is all coming from. It's like, oh yes, it's a super sexualized female game protagonist with very skimpy clothing, but hey, look, she's not a human though. She's a robot, so it's okay.
Yeah, right. And that's weird. And you know, she's like, her actual character is, I think it's great. And why I say like there's a lot of similarities with Samus is just like, yeah, she's a very, you know, she's a very at first like closed off character. Like she doesn't let people in all that easily because at the very beginning of the game like something traumatic happens, so she's like very closed off or whatever, but she's like a strong individual who has this like sense of like right and wrong, and she's like, you know, I need to do the right thing no matter the cost. I need to do this. She's like very focus oriented, and like I think it's great, you know. But regardless, you know, point is, this weird divide, weird. One other thing I will say that kind of hindered my experience playing this game is I had to play the game 3 freaking times when I only had to play it 2, just because, you know, usually with JRPGs, Souls-like and others, I'm sure, when you're about to get to the end game, there's like a point of no return section or like points, right? Where whenever you go beyond that, beat the game, credits roll, you go back, load your save file, you're right there at that same point of no return spot, but you can still go back and like do cleanup work, side quests, weapons, whatever, right? Stellar Blade doesn't have that. There's a point of no return, but there's a point of no return where you can go back and like clean up, right?
But the game doesn't let you know when you're entering.
No, it does, like heavily, right? Oh. But there's these camps, right? There are these save points, and there are 2 camps and save points past the point of no return that whenever you go there, you save, it overwrites the save file, and you can't go back after these points. You can reload the game and you're right there right before the final boss, but you can't leave that area at all and do cleanup work. And one of the trophies was like you have to like activate all the camps. I missed 2 of them in a secret level towards the end of the game, and I had to replay the game, do all the side quests again, hit, you know, meet certain requirements to get to the secret area, then get to this last section, get these last 2 things, and then get the platinum. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. I wish there was just like multiple save files, but there isn't. That could be a simple solution, but no.
That's what I was gonna bring up. I was gonna like, were there not? I mean, I almost did it because I didn't want to like feel like I was insulting your intelligence. But there are no like multiple save files.
Just one. Damn. Even with New Game Plus, just it rewrites over. It doesn't matter. It sucks. It sucks a lot, and just it left a bad taste in my mouth. I just didn't want to play the game for a third time, you know. So whatever.
What do you mean you don't like playing games more than once? What you trying to say?
No. I love New Game Plus. I love, playing New Game Plus, especially when there's a trophy attached to it, like, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and, of course, Remake. I have to replay the entire game just for trophies, right? And that's fine because your stuff gets carried over. You still have the same stats, whatever. That's fine.
So you okay with that? So restarting a game and taking your stats with you?
Of course, yeah. But like...
Okay. Elden Ring? Can I get you into it?
Elden Ring?
Elden Ring?
No, because I know what kind of Souls-like that is, and that's what I don't want.
No. I can defend Elden Ring. If you're not into Souls-likes, I think you might actually still enjoy Elden Ring because it's open world.
It's not like Souls. Yes, it's open world.
I know.
You don't have to fight everything. You could fight smaller things. You could do like Assassin's Creed stealth missions in camps and like get armor and level up and then go back and fight the Tree Sentinel.
Yeah.
The Tree Sentinel's not even a boss.
Shut up. All right. He fights like he is. He thinks you tell him he's not a boss because I don't think he knows that. I don't think he knows he's not a boss.
The fact that he's one of the first things waiting for you when you first come out, like the introduction door, is just like, hey.
That is so not fair, dude. I walked out of the introduction door. Some guy said I had no maidens, and I'm like, okay, dude.
The white mask.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with this. All right, I killed him. No, I didn't kill him. He killed me 7 times, and then I killed him. And immediately after that, the Tree Sentinel like runs up in my path and starts smacking me, and I'm thinking, oh man, a boss this early? Tell me it's not a boss. Go. Shut up.
It's not. You walk around. You're supposed to hide in the bush, like you said, Assassin's Creed, and you go around.
He's middle management, at least.
Nah.
He's a supervisor.
No.
Anyways, yeah, New Game Plus I don't have a problem with. It's just that unnecessary third playthrough that I was just like, ugh. Like it didn't have to. I didn't have to if the developers just thought about that and just like extra save file or just didn't have save points at the very last thing when you can't go back. I don't know. It's stupid. It's dumb. Whatever.
It's that. I feel like too. The multiple no save points is fine. Like just having one single save point is fine if they didn't implement those two. Weird.
But regardless, the other thing I just want to bring up because I didn't do it in the last Delta, the guests that we've had the past 2 months have been amazing. For July, we had Lexi Nieto, the voice of Tomo-chan from Tomo-chan's a Girl, which I'm very, happy that I got to talk to her. She's so cool. We had Amanda Van Heil, one of the hosts from Zelda Universe that I'm also a writer of, so that's awesome. We had the creator, writer, and artist of Linked Universe, JoJo. She was phenomenal. I loved the Linked Universe fan comic for the longest time, so it was like really a dream come true talking to her. And just last week, we had Alex Faciani, one of the Super Beard brothers, on the show and very, plays an important part of like my life and really has a lot to do with some parts of the identity of the show and how I run things. So, it's a lot of cool stuff has happened within the past 2 months and I just want to shout them out. And yeah, it was super awesome to talk to these people, amazing people. And also this past month, we had both of your Consoles That Made Us episodes come out. And, the audience got to learn more about you guys. So, yeah, man.
Speaking of me, this month has been kind of slow for me, but I did two very important things. One of them, just to get this one out of the way, I finally got my ear pierced.
Oh.
Yeah. You guys can see. The audience can't, but y'all can. Right here.
Nice.
All right, so audience, I'm gonna describe it to you. Mauro is now mouth breathing on the camera. We see the right side. I can't tell if his camera's flipped or not. Left side of his face, we see his weird unshaved beard. He's pulling on his ear. There's a dot on it. You gotta forgive us. His quality is not quite great. His camera quality is like he's using an Android phone. Oh, that's a little bit better. Is it red? Is that what I'm looking at?
It's actually green. I don't know what you're talking about. Red.
Green? I see red.
It's red. It's red.
Let me tell you, I was about to go to work and go to a doctor and be like, hey, I think I might be colorblind.
It's like that episode in Adventure Time where Finn is trying to find a ruby, but he finds an emerald instead, and everybody's telling him that it's an emerald. He's like, what are you talking about? And then Jake is like, you're colorblind, aren't you?
Finn finding out he was colorblind is crazy. No, I mean, I really like. I've been meaning to get a piercing for a while because I want like a dangly earring on one side, and I mentioned it to a coworker of mine, and she was like, "Dude, I have a piercing kit. Like, let me just go over on Saturday and do it." And she did, and it brought. Here's the thing: she was doing it right. She was like getting everything ready, and she's like, "Okay, take a deep breath," and I did, and she presses, and the piercer that she has falls apart, and it falls to the ground. And I start panicking. I'm like, no fucking way you're gonna like pierce my skin with this. It's finicky. And she's like, no, it's fine. But yeah, that was fun. And the second big thing that I've done this month, which I actually still haven't done, was it's crazy that we're all talking about Souls-like games because this was the month that I am starting today, actually, August 24th, because I bought it yesterday. I am starting a competition with my friend Gabby, who DMs my other Dungeons and Dragons game, the one that I'm a player in. We are both getting Bloodborne, and we are both trying to finish it any percent and see who wins. Whoever gets to the end first decides whether or not they want to like continue with the DLC to give the loser a chance to like maybe win. But that's what I'm going to be doing for the month of September.
Dude. Yeah, we'll find out an update in the next Delta.
Yeah. I have a great track record with leaving video games not played because I'm playing something else.
What were you saying, Chaz?
I was saying that's the best way to play Souls game. I commend you.
It's a race.
I wish you the best.
It's a race.
That's literally what I did for the Elden Ring DLC. Me and my friend, we did not play together. We both got the game, and I was like, I just remember we were playing. He's like, "How far are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm this far." Then we'd be like quiet for like 30 minutes. It was like, "Oh, is it beating your ass?" I was like, "No, I'm long gone past that." and like you hear like the attitude in our voice, and like we finally got on. It was on our 3-day offset, so like we're on our third day, and I was like, "Guess what?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "I just beat the game." He's like, "Oh, that's cool." And then he's like, "Give me 2 seconds," and literally like 2 seconds later. He's like, all right, my boss is dead too. And I was like, there's no way you were this close to me.
That's so cool, man. I love that.
He's like, all right, give me a few seconds.
All right, hold my beer.
No, wait, the fact that he actually, that he could gauge with confidence that the boss was going to die in Elden Ring of all things is crazy.
Yeah. When we start getting beat, it changes from like when you first start losing to bosses, like, okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to level up? Do I need to get better weapons? Do I need to use a new weapon, change my skill style or something? But once a boss beats you enough, you walk into the arena and you're like, you're dying. There is no ifs, there is no ands, and there is no buts.
You're personal
going away. Yeah, it's personal now.
I'm taking these polygons to the ground.
Sometimes you just walk into like the little golden mist and you die on spawn. Like the moment you go in, it's just like, hey, this giant creature swinging a sword at you, and you don't have time to like dodge because you're still going through the animation of walking through the door. And by the time the animation is done, that's when the boss swings. So you're just like dead. At that point, yeah, it's not a skill issue; it's a game issue, and I'm going to fix this game. That's literally the way we think about it.
Okay. Last time on The Delta Quest, our brave companions bested the evil army of homunculus old men, got some money from the dragon, and then convinced Beans to bring back 3 zombies into the tavern, where Pike proceeded to kill a drunk man, and Erzach beat a woman in a drinking contest, who then framed him for the murder. So, last episode, Pike killed a guy.
I did.
And he disappeared. He used Misty Step, so he's gone. However, it just so happened that the barmaid was in the middle of contracting Erzach to kill the same guy that Pike killed. But she didn't want it to be known. So now she gets up and she points at Erzach and then points at the body of her husband, who's like dead on the table with a pool of blood on the floor, and goes, "Guards, he killed my husband! He killed my husband!" And then, like, there's like a guard, like one dude, he gets up, he's like, what's going on? And all of the patrons get up, a couple of them start shuffling out the door, but a lot of these dudes are drunk, so they start taking out blades and daggers and pointing at Erzach. What's going on? What are you doing?
What am I going to do?
What are you going to do? You have a couple of people coming at you kind of like pointing weapons at you. You know, they're all like a little confused, but they do notice the body and they notice you, and they're too drunk to kind of critical think, so they're just going along with whatever everybody else is doing.
Hear me out. I'm very foolish, and I want to do a charisma persuasion check, even though it's -1.
All right, let's go. Using the mechanics of the game, unheard of.
All right, I'm going to roll, and I got 6.
So what do you do first? Because you rolled without really. What are you trying to do?
I'm going to look at them, look at the body, look at them. I'm going to look at the body in this exact order. I'm going to blink twice and look up at them and be like, "It wasn't me." Like in the voice of the song.
Okay, so
to fail my charisma must make it a bad lie too.
Not only did you fail, but because it took you so long to come up with this, now they're definitely not believing you. So the barmaid kind of steps back, and 2 guys walk up to you. Now Beans stands in front of you guys, right? He looks at you, then he looks at the guys, and he whispers to Erzach. He goes, "I got this." He turns to them and he goes, "He did it. I saw him do it." I did it too. I probably did more. And the guys are just kind of like, all right, that's it. So they grab Beans. He doesn't try to fight back, but when one of the big burly men, a human and a dwarf, come up to you, the dwarf tries to grab Erzach by the leg, and then the human puts a hand on your shoulder. What do?
When the dwarf grabs me by the leg, I'm like, whoa, easy there. Don't tease me with a good time.
He's got his hand on your thigh, like on your inner thigh. Not on purpose. He's just grabbing onto you so you don't move.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you say that to him. Whoa, easy there. Don't tease me with a good time. He said, "There's another." Who's the other guy again?
Wait. When you say that, the dwarf kind of pulls back a little bit, and there's a human who's standing to the left of you who put his hand on your shoulder, or is attempting to put his hand on your shoulder.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, "Who invited you to the party?"
I invited myself. We can't have no murderers walking around this fine establishment. And then he signals to the establishment, and you see that it's like a rundown tavern. There's a couple of people already on the floor, and it's garbage. Sucks, but he's like, no murderers in this fine establishment. You're going to the dungeon.
I'm going to look at him and be like, "I didn't kill anybody. I just removed their soul from their body. It can return in a way."
Okay, all right. So you're playing into this. Everybody is convinced.
Why are you taking any blame for this? You were part of a
Everybody is now
game.
convinced that you and Beans did it. So I'm gonna need you to just roll me roll me 2 strength saving throws as these guys are coming at you.
Oh, strength saving throws? You sure
Yes.
you want me to do that?
I do want you to do that. I want you to roll 2 of them.
Okay, because I
want you to roll 2 of them. I'm gonna roll for these guys, and if you win, you win, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm definitely winning by the simple fact that my strength saving throws are +8.
Wow.
So it's 19 and 20.
Wait, was it a nat 20?
No.
No, not a nat 20.
Okay. Still, you got a 19 and a 20. Give me 1 moment.
Oh, and I gotta talk them up. I have to, Pike.
Okay, all right. So
I gotta toss them up a little bit. If they're gonna take me to their dungeon.
You're definitely trying. In fact, you can tell me what you do because you're knocking. You have 4 guys on you at this moment, right? 2 more came up. Beans offered no fight, so they just took him, and then they came back for you. So you have a dwarf, 2 humans, and a half-orc, let's say, trying to grab onto you. Now, one of them lost, right? The other ones kind of passed. They met and or beat your saving throw. So just describe what you do to each of them. How do you try to get away from it? And then I'll tell you which one lost. So you have a human grabbing onto your shoulder. You have another another human trying to come up behind you and like cuff you. You have the half orc pointing his sword at you, and then you have the dwarf fumbling with your leg.
Okay, so for the dwarf, I'm gonna simply just punt it. That's
okay.
simple.
Well, that was the one that failed, so he punts. He's out.
Okay, and then for the orc, right? For the orc, I'm going to turn around, look up at him. I'm going to assume he's taller than I am. I'm going to grab him by his 2 giant front teeth, pull his head downwards, and headbutt him in the one motion.
Beautiful. I want you to roll a unarmed strike.
Alright, roll to hit will be a 10, and then for the damage, if I did hit, is automatically 5.
You don't hit, unfortunately. You reach out for his teeth, and you
What
do
is
grab him. But then when you try to, you grab onto his teeth, like his fork teeth. And but when you try to pull, he's unmoving, and he smacks your hand out of the way, and they put you in cuffs and they grab you. Now let's fade to black real quick while you and Beans are taken over to the dungeon, and let's see where Pike is during all of this.
If I remember correctly, I went out the back door, Misty stepped,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
I'm outside. So I get outside, I see one of the old men, and I tell him, "Hey man," I'm running up to the tree that he's right next to. I said like, "Hey man, give
Okay.
me a boost." And then he
He boosts you. He puts his hands. He puts his hands
yeah,
together.
you got it.
Yeah.
And then like I land on a tree branch.
And then he looks up. He's like, "Ow, what?"
Now we wait for Erzach and Beans to come out, I guess. Do you see where they are? Can you look through the window?
No,
No, why not?
it's too tall.
It's too tall. Dude, there's literally a crate right there. Use it to boost yourself up and look out the window.
It's too heavy.
You don't have to lift it. It's right next to the window, dude.
He walks up to the crate and like starts like touching it with his foot,
God.
like kind of trying to push it.
Okay, can you look in through the door then? Just open the doors, poke your head in.
He opens the door, and immediately, like, you hear the commotion. You hear like a lot of clattering, a lot of footsteps, and he's staring right into it. Then he closes the door, walks back up to you, and he's like, "Yeah, they're in there.
And what are they doing?
They're being accosted by many folk. Wait, hold on a second." He goes back. He opens the door again, closes it, walks up to you. "Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone?
Yeah, they were taken away."
Okay.
Hey, Pike, you want to come get us?
Do you know which way they went?
No.
Okay, let's head to the front, get the other two, and see if they know where they are.
Okay, so I'm assuming he assume. Are you getting
Yeah,
down
I'm
from the
climbing
tree?
down, and
Yeah, okay, so he waits for you to climb down, and then he walks to the front. You guys walk to the front where you guys had left the original 2 old men.
Yeah.
They're still there, but now there's like a crowd of people around there. They're all kind of like talking to each other. You don't see Erzach or Beans.
Yeah.
But the third zombie walks up to zombies 1 and 2, and he's like, "Did you guys see where they took the Dragonborn and the clown?" And while he's asking this, some other like big gruff man turns around. He's like, "Wait, what do you know about the Dragonborn and the clown?" And he goes, "We're with them." And the guys look at each other and they're like, "Round them up." And then they take all 3 zombies.
oh, Jesus.
They're put them over there. They haven't noticed you yet.
Yeah.
They haven't noticed you, but you do notice that they start corralling them back towards like an area.
Yeah.
You can assume that might be where they have taken Erzach.
Yeah,
and
man.
Pike.
So
I'm sorry, and Beans.
yeah, I got then I follow this burly dude and see where they're putting them, so I can try to rescue them.
All right, back to Erzach and Beans. You guys have been very roughly, well, actually, Erzach has been roughly led. Like, there's a bag over your head. You're being manhandled. Your shackles are like behind you. They couldn't really like, because you're a big guy and you're wearing armor, so they couldn't shackle you correctly. So they kind of like half shackled one arm behind you, and the other arm, like they're just like holding it in an awkward position. They're just like forcing you into this area, kind of tumble you through a cell, lock you in there. And Beans is just kind of just gently being escorted like by the hand. Like there's a guy like who's like got his his hand holding him. He's like, "All right, this way. And Beans is like, "Okay, all right." It's like, "This is where murderers go." And Beans is like, "Yeah, I figured." And then they just put him in a cell, right in the same cell that Erzach was in. Like another dude comes in and he's like, "Oh mate, you clown, you want some water or anything?" He goes, "No, I'm okay." Like, "All right, well you just call if you need anything." So yeah, they're there. Pike,
Nobody checked on Erzach?
No, they don't. They do not check on Erzach.
I'm hurt.
Pike, you follow them and you see them lead them to this area, and they close the door behind you. There's a guard and a couple of like random people standing around. They just showed up to see what the commotion was, but there's one person that has a sword and a crossbow, and you can tell he's a guard, and he's standing outside of this. It's like doesn't really look super secure. It's a building made out of wood and cobblestone, and it's got like a hay roof, but its windows are like barred, so you can tell it's supposed to be like some kind of jailhouse or something.
And where's the guard in front?
So the guard is standing outside of the door. There is a wooden door with a latch, and he's standing right outside of it.
Okay.
And by now it's like evening. You know,
Yeah.
it's not. You know, the sun is like it hasn't set, but it's like on its way.
Okay. Are there any buildings surrounding?
Yes, there is a armor smith to the right of it,
Mhm.
and then to the left of it, there is like a banking and loans kind of house.
Sure.
You know, like it's got the scales, so you know it's like for money changing and things.
Sure. Are there any trees around?
Yes, but not anywhere near the actual like
The hut?
jailhouse. I
Right,
guess.
but are
Yeah.
there any near like the other buildings?
Behind the jailhouse, there's a tree, right? That it's not super close. I don't think you can climb. There's a tree behind the jailhouse. It's not like right next to it, but it's it's like near it. You know.
Okay. So what I want to do, since it's nighttime, I sneak to the back. You know, I sneak around, take the long way.
Would you like to wait till nighttime? It's almost nighttime, but it's not nighttime right now. It's almost
I
nighttime.
was say, yeah, I would like to do something before it's nighttime.
Yeah, of course. I mean, what are you doing? Well, hold on. What are you doing while you wait for nighttime? And then once you're doing your thing, I'll move over to Erzach.
I want to walk around, climb up the tree. I'm assuming like since the branch I'm on, I hope is like just about parallel to the roof of the building. That's next to the jailhouse. I'm assuming I will do the armory one.
Okay.
I have rope in my inventory. I take my bow and arrow, wrap rope around it, wrap some rope on the branch, and like shoot the rope arrow onto like a like about the middle of the roof on top of it.
Okay. Now hold on. So there is the armory, right? It's got a plain roof. But it does have like a chimney thing, right? Because the armor smith is in there like using the thing. So you could like try to shoot it at the chimney or something.
That's what I want to do. I wanted to latch on and then eventually like tightrope my way across.
It's a really good. I like how well you described that. So for now, let's roll an attack with your bow and arrow.
I see.
To see how well like you latch onto the thing, and that's going to be your only roll for this. Well, I mean later on you'll roll for something else, but for right now.
And like the whole process I want to do is like, and I want to do it again across from the armory to the bank or whatever.
Yeah, I understand.
And then tightrope over the jailhouse, then climb down. Yeah.
I get it. We'll work. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
15 plus 9, 24.
Okay, yeah, you so got it. Got it. So yeah, you do that. Let's wait till nighttime.
Yeah,
though.
to finally execute. Yes,
right. So you're preparing this. While this is happening, Erzach, you are in a cage, a jail with Beans. What are you doing right now?
Is there any guards currently roaming the hall?
There is a guard inside who is like, sitting on his desk. He's got his feet kicked up. He's got this big blue ball in his hand. He's just kind of staring at it. And there's an other guard who is like leaning up against the wall, staring at you and Beans.
So there's two of them.
Yes, there's two guards there. And you saw some people outside while you were kind of like, well, sorry, you didn't really see them, but you heard them. You saw their footsteps because you had a bag over your head. But you know that there are more people outside. You don't know how many of them are guards. You just know that there is commotion out there.
Okay. And is there a window?
Okay, so
I can possibly see Pike.
From where you are, you can't see Pike. So you're
they're in a
jailhouse,
different place, right?
Yeah. You guys are inside the jailhouse, inside of a cell. The cell is on the same level. There's no like two levels. It's just one story. But there are windows that are barred, but they're outside the cell. Like in your cell, you can see outside because it's like not open cell, but it's all just barred. Right? There's no walls. You can see everything.
Question.
You just can't see outside of the jailhouse.
Question. So this same jailhouse I'm trying to infiltrate is where Beans, Erzach, and the zombies are kept in. It's all the same place.
You saw the zombies go in there. You can
okay.
You can assume that it's
I just wanted to be sure. Got it.
Wait, sorry. By the way, Erzach, at some point you did see them like corral the three zombies in there too, and they put them in the jail next to you guys. So you're sharing a cell with Beans, and then in the very next cell, the three zombies are all in there cooped up, and they're all just standing around.
Okay. That changes the plans a little. I'm assuming my inventory was taken, so I don't have. It would be unarmed strike.
You do not have any of your weapons. If you had anything on your, hold on, let me check something.
I'm just gonna say that all my stuff is taken because I am arrested. They're not gonna just.
You are arrested. Look, they would have taken your bag and your equipment, but if you had anything in your equipment that wasn't in your bag that's small enough, tell me, and I'll go ahead and see, like, make you roll for something to see if you kept it. If there's anything you care about.
I am a black dragon, So we're gonna try to use that real quick.
Okay.
First, we're gonna see if this works. I'm going to panic, right? Give like a panicking noise, and I'm gonna tell Beans to like lay down and throw his tongue out the left side of his mouth, fake it the best he can. And I'm like, so I panic. Something's wrong with Beans. Beans, throw your tongue out the left side of your mouth and lay down. Look, he's sick. Somebody come help him. He might need that water from earlier. Like, you know.
Oh, all right. So just roll a performance. Yeah.
Oh shit! I got 17.
Okay. All right. So the guard that's looking at the crystal ball, he looks at you. And then he looks at the other guard. He's like, all right, go check that out, yeah? And then the other guard sighs. And he's like, oh, all right, what's going on with him? And he sees Beans on the ground, and you kind of like scrying around. But he's getting close, but he's not touching the bars. He's just there like, all right, what's going on with him?
Is he within arm's reach?
He's keeping his distance.
Okay. He's playing that type of game. Got it. What would you consider his distance in feet?
He is 5 feet away from the cell.
That is perfectly fine with me. This goes for 30 feet.
Beautiful.
How far is the other guard?
It's a small jailhouse, so I'd say that he's 20 feet away from the cell.
All right, but I'm going to like move in a position where I can line them to be right behind each other.
Wait, what do you mean behind each other?
Like the guard that came to the cage, I'm going to move myself in the direction where he's in front of me and behind him.
I think I know what you're up to, Chaz.
Freedom.
You said I'm a black dragon and we're gonna use it. You're trying to line these motherfuckers up. Like I know what you're doing.
All right, let's see. The guardsman walks up to you. He's looking at Beans, and he walks up to you from this area, from the wall. He looks at Beans on the other side. As he's walking around, there is a moment where he and the other guard are directly in line, like they are in one line. At this moment, you go ahead and you use your, acid spit?
Yes. It's breath weapon, black. It's acid. I'm an acid.
You use your
dragon.
acid spit and you hit both of them. You hit the first guy, you hit him in the face. You hit him in the face and he like doubles backwards in pain, smashes his hands against his face, falls back, and as you continue to spray acid, it hits the other guy who was sitting down, legs up, right in between. Like his legs are up, they're elevated, his butt is open, and it hits him right there. And he just like launches up like a Looney Tunes character's. Drops the crystal ball on the floor. It doesn't crack though, it just rolls to the side where Pike is on the map, let's say.
So another reason I wanted to do this acid attack is because it's acid. There's a bar separating me and the prisoners, so I meant me and the guards. So I'm hoping that the bar melted in the process.
What happened was the following. What is there? Give me the range. Like, what's the scope? What's the range
feet,
there?
30 feet.
Yes. But like, does it show like how? Like that's
cone?
Lengthwise. Yeah. What's the cone look like?
It just says cone.
It just says cone. Okay. So because where were you standing? Were you standing exactly where the map is, or like right in front of the guard, like here?
Yep, I was sitting here acting, and then when I saw like he get closer,
so because of the cone effect, you get to hit both of them, but it goes right through the bars. It doesn't actually touch any of the bars. Like a couple of drops fall down to the ground, and leave little holes there, but it doesn't actually do anything to the bars. You could try to hit again, but in this moment, the third guard comes in through the door. He hears the pain and the yelling and stuff, and he comes in, and it's been a little while. The sun has begun to set. Pike, where are you? You've readied this actually. Yep. And by this point you've already like gone to the armor smith. Yep. You went ahead, you shot it again. I'm just gonna give you this one because of how well you did in the first one.
Yeah, so I think it timed perfectly. So like when the guard from the outside, the third one, comes in, I see that, and I'm already like on the rope above the jail cell, since you said it was hay or straw or whatever.
Yes, it was.
I would like to Predator take down the guard and kill him,
Okay, I want you to roll something for that because that sounds so cool. So I'm just gonna have you roll acrobatics. Not with advantage, but you do have just roll regular acrobatics.
I did 14 plus 9 equals 23.
You so got it. You come in through the roof. As soon as the guard comes in, he goes in. All right, what the bloody hell is going on here? He's like looking around. He sees one guard on the floor with no face. The other one running around with his hands on his butt, just like, ah! And he looks at Erzach. He's like drawing his sword, and as he's like mid sword draw, you come in from the roof. He looks up, he's like, bloody hell! And you smash onto him. what do you do? Like, are you gonna try to like grab him? Are you gonna start pummeling him? What are you doing?
My thought process by Predator takedown, I like coming down with daggers.
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, with
Assassin's
daggers.
Creed.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
All right. No. That's fine. That's fine. Because you took him by surprise. Roll the hit, DC. Roll it twice, and whichever the highest one is, take that one.
18 and 14, so 18.
So 18, yeah. You hit him. You come down with both daggers. You insert them both into his like clavicle. Yep. And you just smash him onto the ground. I mean, he's dead. He's gone. The life flashes from his eyes, and there he is, all dead.
And I get up, and after doing that, I get up, do a little dagger flips or twists or whatever in my hands. And I look at Erzach and Beans. I'm like, I leave you alone for 5 minutes, and this is what happened.
Real quick, Pike. Real quick. While you're mad at me, can you knock out the last guard?
So there's still a guard running around with like acid on his ass.
Can I just like
and he's just
throw one of my daggers at him just to like shut him up?
I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Describe what happens.
Yeah, okay, then I'm like, fine. He's running around. I just fling my dagger straight through the neck. He like, falls down, falls over.
Okay, all right. So he's done. He hits his head down the ground. They're dead. You got 3 dead guards now. Yeah. 3 dead guards that probably had families that were genuinely just, called in to do their job today.
I want to walk up to their jail cell, and I see this orb on the floor. I'm like, oh, that's nice. I'm going to pick that up. I take it.
So you pick up the orb. The second you grab it, you feel power. You feel power coming through it. And Erzach, what are you thinking right now? What is your character thinking right now?
You really want to know what I'm thinking right now?
Yes, what is your character thinking in his mind?
I'm hoping that Pike grabs the broomstick on the wall and pushes the body towards me so I can use the acid on his face to melt the cage.
I was going to lockpick it.
So you were going to lockpick it, right? But as you grab the orb, you hear Erzach say, I wish Pike would use the broom to move the guard closer to me so that I could use the acid.
Okay, he's thinking that.
You hear that.
And that's how I say out loud, I was just going to lockpick it. What are you talking about?
I mean, continue. Erzach, you just heard him say, I was just going to lockpick it. What were we talking about? But you didn't say anything.
I'm confused.
Don't worry, Matt. We got to get out of here. Just let me do this thing. Let me set all you guys free, and let's get out of here.
But why did you say that?
Because you said that.
No, I didn't.
Wait. What are you talking? Dude, we don't have time for this.
I didn't open my mouth at all.
All right, let's just focus on leaving, okay?
Bean, can you get off the ground? The guard's dead.
So are you gonna lockpick it? Okay. Do you have a lockpicking kit? Actually, wait. You don't even need to lockpick it. There are guards, like they have the keys.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the keys from the guards, from one of the guards.
Okay. So
is it safe to take the keys from the guard? One has a melted asshole. Remember, I spewed acid on him.
He does have a melted ass, right? But the keys were not physically on him. They're on the desk.
Yeah. So
great.
Get the keys, unlock the cages, and let's get out.
As you do this, you hear a voice that you have never heard before say something like, "That was a mistake. I'm going to cause so much carnage. He doesn't know. He should have never done this. Someone please stop me." It's not Erzach. You already know what Erzach's mind voice sounds like, so it's not Erzach. But you hear this.
Yeah.
As you're unlocking the door, and Beans walks right out. He takes the keys, unlocks his zombie people, and then they all walk out too. They're like, that was fun. That was a fun little vacation.
Guys, let's just go. Okay, let's find somewhere safe to camp out for the night, and we'll talk about it in the morning. So
you guys walk out. There are a lot of people out there,
God.
But they're all kind of like giving you some space. They all look very like shook. Some of them are holding pitchforks and stuff. A couple of them are holding sharp objects. They're all looking at you, but they're not coming at you. They're kind of giving you some space,
Right.
I'm going to choose to look at the smallest one, and I'm going to just say roar.
All right, so as you roar, Chaz, the child leaves, he runs away, and then a couple of other people follow after him. But you guys, the rest of the guys, the rest of the people that were there giving you space kind of encroach upon you a little bit more. They're all holding their sharp objects at you 3, well, you 5 because of the zombies. And then in the middle, of them comes the wizard that you thought the dragon had eaten earlier.
Oh my God!
He comes up there and he just goes like, "Ooh, you guys shouldn't have did that."
You must like dying twice.
And then that's where we're gonna end it.
Wow, a lot happened.
I mean, that was good. I like that one. I like that one.
It's like kind of nice, fast-paced, you know?
I wanted it to be like a nice, like a little prison break episode, and I'm glad that we were able to do all of that within the time that we had. That was fun.
Hell yeah. Anything we want to say before we get out of here? This has been an amazing Delta Series episode, amazing Delta Quest. Anything else you want to leave off with?
I really liked the how unintentional the Souls theme was in this one. I mean, it just sort of happened. I don't know. Like, what should we name this particular episode?
I'm thinking like, I don't know.
Lost a couple souls.
Lost a couple souls? Yo, that's perfect.
That's a good one, man. Hell yeah. That's the name of this episode.
Lost a couple. All right. That sounds good.
Yeah, man. Chaz, anything?
No, I'm chilling. I really did love today's episode too. Now that I'm like actually fully awake, once again, I apologize.
Don't even worry about it. All right, that's all the time we have for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode here on the Razzle Dazzle Show. Please let us know what you think about this episode somewhere on the internet. And make sure to follow us on Instagram at Razzle Dazzle Show, on TikTok at Razzle_Dazzle_Show, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Raz_Daz_pod. Be sure to leave us 5-star ratings and a nice little written review down below, and we'll catch you on the next one. Next time on the Razzle Dazzle Show. Is there a cameo of you in Bo at all?
I think every character has a little bit of me in them because I wrote all the dialogue and all that stuff. So definitely different aspects of my personality come out, but nothing that is like truly me. However, the Fox Bride and the Fox Groom, Fumie is my mother's name.
Oh.
And my father's name is Peter, and which means rock, you know, the etymology. And Iwao is like rock in Japanese. So Fumie and Iwao, the bride and the groom, are named after my parents. Little detail, like my dad's favorite flower is chrysanthemum and my mom's favorite flower is a tulip. Both of those characters have a chrysanthemum and a tulip on their waist.
Aw, that's so beautiful.
My way of paying tribute to them.
Tune in next week.